Hello, my name is Diane and I'm with the YMCA of Western North Carolina, and today we're going to talk about yoga philosophy and the meaning of the subtle body. And in layman's terms, we call these the koshas, and what a life means when it is totally in balance, or we create homeostasis, where we feel balanced in spirit, mind, and body. So the ancient sages felt that there were sheaths, or these 5 different layers, subtle layers of the body. And each one, as you peel it away, goes into a deeper and deeper and deeper subtle body. The first body is called the Anamaya Kosha. That is the physical body. And the physical body is our skin, our eyes, the more gross, subtle details. And so the subtle body of the Anamaya Kosha, this sheath is called the food sheath. We are what we eat and we are what we drink, correct? And so if we're eating ho-hos and we're eating chips and we're eating fast food, the way that the body responds typically is not in a healthy manner. And it leads to the 4 inner more koshas to be negatively affected. However, if we're eating properly, it will positively affect your more subtle bodies. Okay? And so I'll talk about the elements that they're associated with in just a minute. The second kosha is the Pranamaya Kosha. Prana is your life force, it's your energy force, it's your chi energy. And so we're breathing in and breathing out. And so the Pranamaya Kosha is very much influenced by your outer sheath, the Anamaya Kosha, and the Manamaya Kosha, which is more of your mental sheath. And so if we are thinking negative thoughts, or we're under stress, or the mind is in a negative place, it tends to affect your prana, your breath. We tend to hold our breath. We tend to breathe shallow. And that, in effect, affects the upper body, the lower body, the outer body, your eyes, your skin. We might feel pain in our legs. We might feel our joints achy. We might have somebody say to us, boy, you look really tired today. I can see your face is drawn out. Or your skin might look pale or sallow. And that's directly reflected by the lack of breath. However, if we're eating well and our mental state is in a positive place, more than likely we're breathing more in a regular fashion. We're breathing deeply in and breathing deeply out. We are filled with bliss and joy. Which brings us now into the Vijnana Kosha. This is your intellect, your intuitive sheath. And so when we think about the intuitive sheath, that is the sheath that tells us that we think, we intuit the all-knowing. It's your body of higher wisdom. And so it's our knowledge, that more innermost sheath. So if we are being filled with negative thoughts, if we are being influenced by negative energies, it's going to affect our mental well-being. So those subtle influences of this something inside of you that makes you feel, yeah, that stress, that mental stress, allows the prana to decrease, which can negatively affect the outer sheath. So they're all interrelated. And finally, the anahata sheath. That is the sheath of bliss, of joy, of sheer nirvana. And that's really where we want to be. And that requires deep meditation, deep sleep. This is where the practice of yoga nidra comes in, because what we're trying to do with yoga nidra is to relax the body, so that it allows us to breathe more fully, so that it allows our mind to calm, so that it allows our intellect, our intuitive sheath to trust in simply being, so that we can come to a state of stillness, peace, and bliss. And so, as you can see, these are all interrelated. So for us to have a life in balance, when we talk about a balanced practice, it's not necessarily one where you're standing on a leg or you're looking to stand in tree pose or another balancing asana. It is about how we can live our lives where our mind is clear, we're in the present moment, where the mind is not wandering and taking us away from the body, so that we can live in peace and harmony. Now let's take this idea and let's bring it in a little bit more about how it affects our inner body. So if we are eating well, we're eating and we're exercising and we're doing all those things for ourselves. We're lifting weights, we're running, we're active, and we're getting our 5 fruits and vegetables a day. We're eating lean meats, very little fat, but the healthy fats. So we're doing all those things for us. Prana, we're breathing, we're calming our mind, we're living in the present moment, we're breathing deeply and fully, we're getting those cardiovascular exercises in. So our heart rate goes up and we're breathing deeply. That affects not just our mental state, but the Anamaya Kosha also is the influencer of the health of our organs, okay? And so when we're getting enough food to eat and we're breathing well, the oxygen that comes into our body, it connects to your red blood cells, and then it circulates around to feed oxygen to the rest of your body, down to your tippy fingers. And through digestion, your intestinal tract, all that goes in from the esophagus down into the stomach, down through everything, the body is able to digest properly so that we have regular bowel movements, that we are getting rid of that waste and retaining the nutritions that we need to thrive and grow. And so that is thriving, so that our intellect here, that body of higher wisdom, we can be more on a present state of mind to work through our daily, everyday tasks. And then finally, when we go to sleep at night, when we're going through our day, we're living in a place of joy. We're living in a state of peace. So that when we quiet the body for the night, then we can go in that deeper anahanda state of stillness. That is living a life in balance, where we move slowly, intentionally, what we eat, what we say, what we do. And that's reflected in the yoga philosophy of ahimsa, being nonviolent. And that doesn't necessarily mean being nonviolent in being a vegan, let's say, or not stepping on a worm. We need to be nonviolent with ourselves, be kind to ourselves. We also need to be truthful. So the yamas and the niyamas, those, if you're into yoga at all, you know those tenets, and I won't go into those. That can be a separate workshop entirely. And so we are living with our needs versus our wants. We are surrendering to this higher power. And let's take this now to a different scenario. We have a stressful job. We have a stressful life. There is something societally that's happening that's affecting all of us in a negative fashion. And so now we're in a rush, go state. And let's say what we are putting into our body, we're feeding our belly rather than nurturing our body. And so we're eating foods that are processed, that are full of chemicals, and our body is not able to break these chemicals down, and they get stored in our body. And so now we know that this food that we're putting in is just simply filling our bellies. We're in a state of hurry, and so we're tired, we feel worn out, we don't have that chance to exercise, we don't have the ability to think clearly because we're in such a go-go state of mind. However, what does that do to your tummy? What does that do to your digestion? So we're drinking caffeine to get up and going, to get that charge in. Your digestive system is working overtime, and it's trying to process foods that it's not used to, so it's working harder. And if you're eating right before bed, your liver is trying to, that is your garbage disposal, that is it's trying to separate and do all those things to keep you healthy, but everything is in overdrive. So if you are in a state of distress, then this Vijnana, this intellect, body of higher wisdom, are you thinking clearly? Are you making sound decisions? Because we're rushed, because we're tired, we're trying to get to the next thing. Sounds like our daily lives, doesn't it? And so at the end of the day, are you going to be able to sleep at night? More than likely, you're suffering from insomnia. And so what do? You might get up, take a sleeping pill. Some people will go to self-harm by getting involved with drugs or alcohol just simply to calm down and relax. And again, we go down into this rabbit hole of being at ease with the body, which creates disease. So this increases your propensity for being susceptible to type 2 diabetes, fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue syndrome, cancer. It can, all of these negative habits, what it can do is it can basically turn on, so we're going way deep into the genetic makeup of yourself. You might have a propensity for a certain disease, and if you don't take care of yourself, it can actually trigger or turn on that genetic component, so that it does make you more susceptible to hypertension or a cancer or Parkinson's or something else. So that is it's an increasing propensity. It does not mean you will get that, but increases your odds. And so really it's up to you how you want to live your life. Do you want to live your life in balance, in ease, so that we can live a life of joy and bliss? Or do you want to live a life that is at ease, which is a life not in balance? If you want to learn a little bit more, we go into the elements that are associated with the koshas. The fire element is that earth element that grounds us into the earth, so feeling rooted into the ground. There are different asanas or poses for each one of the koshas. So the earth element can be something as Tadasana, standing in mountain pose, standing straight and standing tall, a warrior pose, standing straight and standing tall. And then with this comes into the prana that's associated, coming into that stance, focusing, balancing, breathing. And so now you're feeding those deeper subtle bodies, going into the Anamaya Kosha, as you're going into some twisting asanas to get all of the waste out of your body. So these little twisting exercises that we do, they're already in the body to get to this state of bliss and joy, going down further and going down further, so that when we get to the Anahata stage, which is Shavasana, that we can totally be ready for meditation and for that place of stillness. So we're all interconnected. The earth element, the water element, prana, allowing the chi energy to flow through us. The fire element, Manamaya Kosha. So we're really getting into the physical aspect of the yoga practice. We're creating fire, we're creating energy. Going into the air element. The air element of the Vishnumaya Kosha allows us to, or the Manamaya Kosha, I am sorry, that allows us to think deeper into how we calm the mind. Think about it for a second. Just close your eyes. Just for a second. Where's your head? Where's your body? What are you feeling? Can you feel the earth? Can you feel grounded? Anamaya Kosha. And as you breathe deeply in and out, can you feel the flow of your lymphatic system? Can you feel the flow of the circulatory system? Washing away, circulating this needed prana, oxygen through the body, picking up the waste, the carbon dioxide, other waste elements to be taken out of the body on every exhale. Can you go deeper? What is happening with your mind? And as you're breathing in and out, can you feel the prana move through your mind and wash away the negativity or anything that is not needed in our bodies? Going deeper. What is going on with our digestion? Bringing the fire element in. What is going on as we go deeper? Are we starting to feel a little bit calmer? Are we starting to feel a little bit more peaceful? Are we starting to feel a little bit more at ease with the body? Eyes remain closed. Feel your energies. Feel where you are right now. Slowly open your eyes. And I hope this little lesson today in living in a state of balance will help you through your day. And for more information, feel free to email me at dsaccone@ymcawnc.org. Have a wonderful, blissful, and happy day.